Hello and welcome to Total War Warhammer. It has been a while since I've done this, and this is a mod showcase for my new mod, Storm of Chaos. You can see right here, this is Archaon the Everchosen on his Mount Dorgar, and now when we press new campaign, it's not the old word eye for an eye in the Season of Revelation, but now a new campaign, the Storm of Chaos. Archaon approaches. Once a loyal priest of Sigmar, this wretched, corrupted servant of the Chaos musters the largest army in the old world that has ever seen. Blessed by all of the ruinous powers, he has completed his quest for the 6 treasures of Chaos, and now is determined to bring the Empire to its knees. Right now, there are 4 playable factions. The Beastmen are not playable. I am still working on them, and you can see there's some details and stuff that needs to be fleshed out, so please do not try to play as them. But right now there are 4 playable factions. The Empire, the standard people, they start off in the corner of the map over here, in the Reichland, next to Altdorf. In Karabur is their capital. Next we have the Cult of Sigmar, which is led by Volkmar the Grim, and he starts in the southern Drakkwald. He starts with some interesting Crusader units. What's cool about him is that he starts with Lutherhus and Volton, and these two are 2 legendary heroes, kind of like the Green Knight, but are permanent. And their skill trees are extremely powerful, and they get to level up extremely quickly. Next we have Midland, and they are led by Boris Todbringer, of course, who has 2 quest battles, which are playable. Not in the campaign. I'll get to that later, but basically CA broke their own modding tool, so I can't work on that anymore. I can't make the quest battles playable in campaign. But there are missions, and you can go to the location, but it just doesn't activate once you go to the spot. And last we have the Cult of Ulrich, who has access to the lore of beasts in the heavens, and also has 2 new heroes, the Priest of Ulrich and the Seneschal of the White Wolf, who are basically support units, kind of like the Warrior Priest of Sigmar, except more focused on attacking and offense. And they're led by Emil Valgir. I couldn't make a front-end scene like this, so I just used Balthazar. What's cool about Emil is that his army is immune to attrition. He's good in the forest battles, and he has some really cool starting Warriors of Ulrich units. And just a little background here. So, yeah, you can choose your difficulty. Now, okay, on the difficulty, the Legendary is extremely difficult. If you're... even players of Legendary will have a tough time with this one. The Chaos armies just get so many and so many hordes. But easy, I don't think should be too hard, but, yeah. Basically, the entire point of the campaign is that you start off and you have a few turns to build. And so here, Emil Vilger starts here. And then the hordes of chaos start pouring from all sides of the map, just like in the Storm of Chaos campaign. And last but not least, Archaon the Everchosen comes. First there's Khorne, first there's Nurgle, then Tzeentch, then Slaanesh, then Khorne, and then Archaon shows up at the final. There's also Khazrak that shows up in the middle here. So basically the entire campaign map is covered in chaos armies that are extremely powerful and have extremely high rank and extremely high ranking generals. And basically you're just trying to work with the other factions of order to maintain and hold off the hordes of the chaos for as long as possible. And you do start off with extremely high-level building and the ability to recruit high-level troops, so that you have, in the first few turns, you get to prepare those armies and as quickly as you can. So it's just a desperate fight to get chaos, or chaos gets you. And I won't be going into this. I won't be doing. I won't start campaign here, but I might do a campaign let's play later, or just a quick rundown. I'll show off the other parts of this mod. So yep, here's the campaign itself. And as I mentioned, there were 2 quest battles for Emil Valgir, but there's also 2 for Boris Todbringer, who is a playable legendary lord. And Emil Valgir is Lord of the Cult of Ulrich. He has 2 battles: the Battle of the Shading Swamps, where he goes and takes back his Bitsbale Hammer Axe of Skull from the vampires and the cairns. The Battle of the Volga Road is where he has to save this patrol of Dracwold patrol. So it's actually a really cool victory condition. There's a patrol further on up on the map, and there's beastmen that are ambushing them, and if they die, you lose the battle, so you have to go save the patrol as quickly as possible. So Vanguard deployment is really helpful in that, and yeah, it's just a hectic dash to save the patrol. Boris Todbringer has a battle for River Grismery. These are all on custom battles, on custom maps. And the Battle of River Grismery is a river crossing map, and you're trying to fight a massive wall of greenscreens who are trying to stop the Bretonnians from sending reinforcements, a Bretonnian air entry war to help out the Chaos fight. So once you go fight these guys across the river, you get reinforcements from the Bretonnians. And the battle for Untergard is the showdown between Boris Todbringer and Kazrek the One-Eye. Many times over, obliterating any cloven beast in the way. Yep. Anyway, Kazrek ambushes Boris Todbringer in this place. It is an ambush battle. He has some really very powerful Gorbals, and it's just really intense. You have to struggle to get your troops in order and stave off the attack from all sides. So anyway, and now we can go into the custom battles, and you can see all of the new units that are added. So you can see here there's 1, 2, 3 new factions. Originally Midland was a new faction, but then they added it. So we have Cult of Sigmar, who is Volkmar the Grim as Archlector as a general. And here are the heroes, Volton and Luther Huss. You can only bring one of them. And here are their abilities. They have lots of cool abilities. They're pretty expensive. You can see how expensive they are, but they're extremely good in melee, kind of like the Green Knight. And they also have some units. They have a bunch of knightly orders, the Hunters of Sigmar, all Sigmarite based. Hammers of Sigmar, Knights of the Twin-Tailed Orb, Knights of Sigmar's Blood, Knights of the Fiery Heart, and the only war machines they have are the Luminarchs. Next we have the Cult of Ulrich, and here we have Emil Valgir as a lord, but optionally we have a Midden Marshal. He has a bunch of abilities as well, and so does Emil. And here are the 2 heroes I was talking about earlier, the Priest of Ulrich and the Seneschal of the White Wolf. Here are some of the abilities. And, yep. And the new units there's just a bunch of new units. I think there's over 50. The Teutogen Guard, the Wolfkin, Warriors of Ulrich, Swords of Ulrich, Minheim Militia, the new ones, plus the Dracwold Patrol units. These 3 are the Dracwold Patrol. Surefires, Crimson Defiance, and Gun Caps. We also have Knights of the White Wolf, who have this really cool standard that if they're not losing melee combat, so if they're winning the combat, they can cause terror. And they're really good armor piercing, really good charge, and they're a hammer. They're hammer cavalry. Knights Panther. We also have some Children of Ulrich and the Winter Wolves of Minheim, and they have this this poison effect, except better. Well, I don't know, it's different. The unit they're in contact with gets minus 32% speed and minus 60% vigor. So even though they have no flying units, except the Amber Wizard on the Griffin, and the Celestial Wizard on the Imperial Pikers, of course. So because they don't really have a flying contingent, they have a really good way of taking down enemy lords. So enemy flyers that come down are going to have a tough price to pay. So Winter Wolves of Minheim, I mean, all of these units have a special niche purpose. These guys are Strider, they're bonus versus large, and they have stock. So they're a wolf unit with stock, which is pretty cool. So let's move on to Karakadrin. Just Ungrim Iron Fist and a Lord, and there are 5 new Slayer units, or 1, 2, 3, 4 new Slayer units. And all of these units that I took are from the Storm of Chaos army book. So of course, throughout I had to make adjustments and make things that were not quite according to the lore, but it's just for gameplay purposes, and you got to make a compromise somewhere. So we have Troll Slayers, Giant Slayers, Brotherhood of Grimnir, and Doomseekers. I love these guys. These guys are really cool. There's only 30 of them in a unit, but they're 1450. They're kind of like the Crimson Killers, except more badass. Then we have Midland, who's got more units. Just adding the Tutican Guard, some of the Warrior Ulrich roster. And then the Empire just gets some of a little flavor added to it, and the Knights of the White Wolf and the Knights Panther, and the Tutican Guard. So that's it for the units. And then of course we have the Warriors of Chaos, who have Flayerkin. These guys should be better than they are. I mean, they should be more expensive, but I don't know. These guys needed more of a tar pit unit, and Flayerkin are supposed to be good at climbing walls, but since every unit can climb walls in this game, it's kind of pointless, so I made it kind of a tar pit unit. So we have each, and these are just from the book that the army that Archaon has. So Warriors of Khorne, Warriors of Nurgle, Warriors of Slaanesh, and Warriors of Tzeentch. I have to thank Demon Spider for the Chaos Undivided mod. A lot of these models came from him. I really suck at creating models and stuff, so that was very helpful. Any of the cool looking models are not mine. I can guarantee you that. There will be credits in my mod. Some cool other things is Chariot of Khorne, which is like a flaming upgraded version of Gorby's Chariot. Well, upgraded version of Chaos Chariot, really. Then we have a Chariot of Nurgle, which is kind of like it's an interesting hybrid of a corpse cart and a Morse engine. It gives everyone around it poison attacks, and also all enemies around it, it slowly reduces their vigor. So every 10 seconds they get minus 12% vigor, and also gives them minus 12 defense. So these guys are kind of slow moving, and they don't do that much damage, but they have some really cool abilities attached. And of course we have the Knights of Nurgle, Knights of Khorne, Knights of Slaanesh, and Knights of Tzeentch. And then here we have the Swords of Chaos, which is Archaon's special bodyguard unit. They have the Incorrigibility, and they're unbreakable. And they're just a really, really high tier cavalry, armor piercing as well. Just will beat almost any other cavalry. And really good in a grind out fight. Their charge bonus is okay. And down in the monsters, we have Nerdlings, just another tar pit unit. Really, really bad. And the Fleshhounds of Khorne, these guys are my favorite unit. I might have made them slightly overpowered. I'm not sure. I've gone and tested through every single unit so many times. These Fleshhounds were really hard to price, but they're my favorite unit. Really awesome model. They're armor-piercing anti-infantry dog unit. Just it's really cool. Then we have the Bloodletters, which are kind of similar, but yeah, but they're infantry. They're like monstrous infantry, yeah. And Plague Bearers of Nurgle, Chaos Horrors, all sorts of things. And yeah, the Chaos Horrors will finish it out for the new units in the game. And all of these are playable in the campaign. All of these will be showing up in the campaign. There are missions in the campaign to like get aid from Bretonnia and all sorts, and Kislev and Karakadrin. So basically, things will be happening all the time in your campaign. It's really action-packed, huge scale battles, and hopefully you enjoy it. The victory conditions are you just have to completely destroy chaos. But yeah, that's about it. I will be making a let's play, a battle let's play of the quest battle, and a campaign let's play of, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do a whole thing or just the beginning part. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.